All right, so Andy, at 72 months, your payment will be $800. So I'll just need you to okay this right there.
Steve, I got to tell you, $800 just really isn't in the equation for me. That's just that payment's just too much. I've never paid more than $500 for a car payment.
Andy, I don't blame you for feeling that way. Okay, when someone's car payment's going up $300 a month, make no mistake about it. Even though it's, I know, affordable, it's a tough pill to swallow. I've got no problem, and we certainly understand that. Other than the payment, though, Andy, everything else works out fine. Nothing else will stop you from taking the Tahoe home today, correct?
No, my wife loves it. It'd suit our family just perfectly, but again, you know, there's so much more I can do with that extra money.
Hey, $800 is $800. I get it. You know, Andy, what I'd like to do is show you this payment in a little bit different light. As a matter of fact, you probably already know this, but any financial counselor, any book that ever has been written on, you know, how to think or how to grow rich, any TV show that's telling people how to, you know, create wealth, they always talk about a savings element. And they say one of the biggest problems in America is most people wait to the end of the month to save money. But what happens if you wait to the end of the month to save money?
Well, you spend it.
It's all
gone.
So they say move yourself up the food chain, if you will. You know, pay your rent, pay your mortgage, buy your food, pay your insurance, but then early on, set aside money to save. That way, when you get to the end of the month, if there's no money left, it doesn't matter. You've already saved it. You know, there's a savings element to every single car payment or every single truck payment anyone's ever made. Most people just don't recognize it because most people, it's not explained to them. But check this out, okay? If you were to drive this Tahoe home today, okay, you'd expect to pay $800 for 72 months. Now, you'd have 45 days to anticipate this, but 45 days from now, you would have to write an $800 check to one of our lenders, sign it, and then either electronically send it to a lending institution or do it by snail mail. And that's what you don't want to do. And you know what? I don't blame you. But Andy, I'm going to tell you right now that the $800 you send to this bank, the bank's not going to keep it all. There's a good portion of that money that is going to come straight back to you. Now, if you make that 72nd payment on this Tahoe, what comes back to you in the mail a couple weeks later?
Title?
It's not just a title, it's a free and clear title that's only got your name on it, or maybe your wife's name as well, all right? So, the question I've got for you is, what do you think, because I could give you my opinion, but your opinion's way more important than mine, what do you think this $50,000 Tahoe is going to be worth in 6 years?
20,000.
Let's go on the conservative side. Let's say it's worth $15,000. By the way, you keep it in great shape. You don't drive 40,000 miles a year. You have it serviced as you should, which, by the way, won't cost you a nickel for oil changes and tire rotation, so there's no reason you shouldn't have it serviced correctly. It could be worth 15 or even more. Now, if you crash it and trash it, it could be worth less, okay? So, we'll use 15. So, at the end of the time, you've made all your payments, and let me tell you how you're going to feel. You're going to write that last $800 check, you're going to go, hallelujah, we've got no more car payments. And you know what? You're going to be exactly right. But what you are going to have is a $15,000 asset on the asset side of your personal balance sheet. That asset, you can sell it if you wanted to, pocket 15. You could trade it if you wanted to, get 15 for it, plus another 1,000 plus in tax savings. I'm not even going to count that. Or you could take it to your bank if you needed to borrow money and use it as collateral. Okay? Again, just like a share of stock. So, let's see how much of this $800 a month is going to actually come back to you. Do me a favor. Divide 15,000 by 72. which is the term of the loan.
It's 208.
Every time you write that $800 check, Andy, and you send it to the bank, you don't have to feel so bad about it anymore, because $208 of that payment is going directly to your title. The bank's not keeping it. This math is fairly easy. That's $592. That's what it's going to cost you to drive this vehicle. 208's going to your title. Your net payment on this vehicle is going to be $592 a month. I just need you to okay this right there.
Well, let me just look at that again. That's very interesting to look at it that way. I've never considered that. So I still have to send 800.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so some way I got to come up with $800. But every 800 I send, $208 is basically like going in
To a savings account.
a savings account.
In the form of a free and clear title.
That looks pretty good, Steve. I gotta tell you, I like that. I think that's a good idea.
Let me tell you when this does not work. When you've got no, keep that on. This does not work if you've got someone who cannot write an $800 check
Right.
for the vehicle. Doesn't matter. All this works for the customer who is used to saying, I need a lower payment. And is
Right.
used to seeing a salesman's butt as they go back up to the sales tower to talk to the Wizard of Oz about lowering the payment. This takes a complaint and erases it immediately. And this also breaks down the psychological barrier, because you made a great point. A lot of people who have been maybe they paid $500 for their last vehicle, but now because this one is way nicer, now it's $800. I mean, there's a psychological barrier there.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Whoa, I was thinking I could go to $600 or $650. But even if they can afford it, and hopefully they can if we put them on this vehicle, there is a psychological barrier that will stop them from saying yes. This breaks down that psychological barrier because, first of all, is it the truth?
Yeah.
It's the absolute truth. I mean, people think they make a car payment, and at the end of the day, the car turns to dust and disappears and has no value. No, it's got value.
It's because most people haven't paid off a car.
Well,